You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Sending me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Angels with Scaly Wings. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. A little intro's playing as it always does. Anyway, y'all, those who do not know, I am now an affiliate with Green Man Gaming, so there's going to be a link in the description down below. If you click on that link and buy anything through their site, you guys get awesome discounts, and I get commission for whatever y'all buy. So, you guys get discounts, I get money. Everyone wins. Anyway, y'all, let's jump right back in, shall we? Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. I need to get, like, some art of Alarm Chan made or something. The bandage you found is something, all right. Of course, it could be anyone's, but why would someone discard theirs in a place like that? It seems suspicious to me, and it's certainly worth checking out. I'll make sure it gets to the right place. The map in the library, I don't know what to think about that. He could have needed a map to plan something, I suppose, but who knows what he really wanted to do with it. It's the kind of detail that, on its own, might not tell us much, but could be crucial later on. Well done, Keegan. That gives us some solid points from which we can continue our investigation. You did well in the second investigation. Oh, nice. Sweet. Okay, got a little achievement there. In any case, thanks for your help. We really do appreciate it. Hey, you're welcome. That should be all then. Since Bryce still hasn't come back, I assume the search is still going on. And I better get out there and help him. I guess it's going to be a long day. Hey, y'all, give me 1 second. Let me plug my phone in, charge this sucker up. There we go. Okay, there we go. Can you find your way back to your apartment? Of course. All right, I'll see you later. Good luck. See ya. Finally, some free time. Whatever am I gonna do? Looks like there are some messages on the answering machine. Let's see. Please leave a message after the beep. Gotcha! You thought that was your answering machine, but it was me, Adine. I know we talked about me coming over again, but I thought, why not mix it up and you come to me instead? I mean, it's not like I can use your excuse and pretend to order something from you. After all, you don't even have anything to sell or deliver unless... Well, I don't think you're that kind of person. Oh, I do hope this is the right number, or someone is going to be very confused. Well, she did get the right number, and I'm still confused. Let's see, let's go with Remi. Remi! Let's see. Thank you again for helping me the other day. Without you, I would have been trapped sorting books for a few more hours. Inviting you over for dinner is the least I can do. Probably, there's something else you could do for me. Potato. What? Potato. You know, there's something else in particular you could do for me. What are you talking about? Anyways, is there anything in particular you would like to eat? Anything about steak? Jesus Christ, they're really laying it on thick, huh? I could go for some meat right now, if you know what I mean. Of course, I have a few steaks left. This might take a while, so make yourself at home. He's so innocent, I love it! With those words, Remi walked into the partially walled-off kitchen. There was no door, so I saw him open the fridge and take out 2 steaks before he set them on the counter. Soon after, he was already preparing the various ingredients with his somewhat clumsy paws. He was silent for a moment, then lifted his snout and looked at me from over the partition. What is it? Oh, I was just thinking about something. I can help cook if you like. Don't worry about it. Alright. I looked around the apartment as Remi cooked and couldn't help but notice the almost mesmerizing tidiness that permeated the place. Shelves were filled with books, scrolls, magazines, and other various trinkets. Suddenly, the repetitious noise of vegetables being cut ceased as Remi returned from the adjoining room. I'll be back in just a minute. He went down the hall and vanished through the bathroom door. What should I do? Let's see, examine the shelves. Okay, I don't know. Examine the shelves. Okay, well, I still can't. His bedroom, look at the pictures. I moved over to the shelves and idly looked through the books and scrolls. Nothing particularly interesting caught my eye. From the titles alone, it seemed all genres were more or less represented, fiction and non-fiction alike. The scrolls were neatly sorted in holders, though I couldn't make out the logical consistency behind their arrangement. Anatomy, huh? Let's check that out. Oh, wow. What in the world? I'm not quite sure what I expected. Go to the bathroom. Wait a minute, he has a second bathroom? I wonder why. The pictures. I picked up one of the framed photos to examine it more closely. It was a red dragon. Except it was a female of young adult or college age, though I wasn't sure, as it was still hard to tell without looking at the obvious signs. Her crimson-scaled head was adorned with frills that ran down the back of her neck. She wasn't familiar to me. Nope. The bathroom door opened and revealed the white dragon. As he approached, I felt my stomach grumble quietly. I barely heard the muffled sound, but when I saw Remi's ears perk, I realized he had more sensitive ears than I expected. Hungry already, I take it? What? What? Game? I'll starve. I keep standing around. I'm so empty. What's your shirt? He pulled up your shirt and exposed my belly to the dragon's gaze. My hand stroked it in a circular motion, caressing the skin, hair, and body fat beneath. Do you think that's a lot of hair or just a little peach fuzz? What the fuck? That's stupid! Why is this in the game? Oh. Oh, okay. No, that was rude. I understand that. Let's see. I'm so empty. Oh. Well, I'll give you something to fill your belly with soon. Oh my god! After entering the kitchen once more, I saw the dragon looked over the kitchen partition again. His mouth opened a little, as though he were going to speak, but his brow scrunched with hesitation. Before I could say anything, he shook his head and continued to cook. Soon I heard the sizzling of frying meat as the delicious smell of steak wafted into the room. Fueled by its fragrant odor, I slowly lost myself to daydreams as I closed my eyes. Is something wrong? You're salivating. It's nothing. I was just thinking about something. Well, the food is ready. Enjoy. I looked down and saw that a plate was already in front of me, piled with steak and vegetables. Remi was already eating, so I took the knife he had provided and cut off a small corner of my steak. Then I pierced it with the fork, its 3 prongs penetrating the flesh unrelentingly. Slowly I raised it to my mouth, and my tongue glided over the bare substance briefly as it entered my lips. I took the first bite, a delicately crisp exterior with a much softer and juicy inside. It melted on my tongue like butter as the taste spread to even the remotest corner of my mouth. It was almost perfect. So, what were you thinking about? Huh? Remi's words snapped me back to reality. You said you were thinking about something. For some of your scrolls, you live here by yourself. I was thinking about some recent murders. I met a mirror recently. I use a stove to cook. God, that's a lot of fucking options. Jesus, this game is chock full of options. I don't know which ones to pick. Live here by yourself? I do. Honestly, you're the first person to visit in a while. He spoke softly and his gaze wandered. Oh, I see. Thank you again for inviting me. Here's some of your scrolls. Which ones? The ones on anatomy. Well, I do have a variety of books and scrolls covering all kinds of different subjects. I saw as much. You may have heard that I have a degree in biology, which is one of the reasons I was given the honor of coming here in the first place. As such, your anatomy is of high interest to me and one of the things I'm supposed to study. My anatomy? I was talking about your kind in general, not you in particular. Oh, in that case, I might be able to find you something more comprehensive than a handful of scrolls. He would greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Let's think about those recent murders. Let's see. Why do you use a stove to cook? I mean, can't you just use your fire? Well, for one, not all of us have that ability. Besides, we still appreciate the convenience that comes with appliances like this one. Not everyone wants to eat food cooked with someone else's breath. Breathing fire indoors is also a little unsafe. I see, that makes a lot of sense. I met a mirror recently. You met my boss? Yeah, she was hanging around Tatsu Park. She certainly does that a lot. Let me give you one piece of advice. Don't ever work for a politician. Oh, what a terrible thing! People can be so cruel sometimes. They can be. Where I come from, incidences like this are unfortunately fairly common. Truly? Here it is almost unheard of. One just needs to take a look at the statistics to realize that this is very unusual, or just an exceptionally bad week. Particular. Anyway, how do you like the food? I'd marry this steak if I could. I just save it after everything because I'm worried I'm gonna offend him. Seeing I was already half gone, I don't think this marriage would last particularly long. Soon both of your plates are picked clean. Let me see if loading the other one will make him blush. Let's see. There we go. Thank you. I suppose you learn to cook well when you live on your own long enough. Soon both of your plates were picked clean. I guess I judged your portion correctly, unless you want more. I'm good, thanks. It was an interesting steak. What kind of meat was that? Those were aurochs steaks. Are you familiar with that animal? You may have heard of aurochsen before. They're rather large, bovine mammals characterized by their horns and body shape. We get a range of products from them, from meat and milk to subproducts like butter and cheese, in addition to leather, felt oils, and creams. We even use their horns and bones for a variety of things. That sounds familiar to an animal we have back home. Speaking of unfamiliar creatures, why don't you tell me more about your species? Are you referring to me or all of us? Our society is comprised of a number of different species, which you have probably noticed by now. I guess all of you. Let's start with the basics. I'm sure you're aware, but unlike the mammalian aurochs, we are reptiles. This makes me wonder about you. Based on your fur, I guess you are a mammal, but you're very different from the other mammals we know. In the same vein, you don't share many characteristics with the reptiles back home. And by the way, we don't have fur, but hair. What's the difference? Fur has a set length where his hair will keep growing. Ah, yeah, that's fair. Huh. Fur is a set length that will grow, where his hair will keep growing, so we regularly cut it. Is that so? Interesting. I was wondering something. Are you wearing all those coverings to make up for a lack of hair? I suppose it's one reason why humans wear clothes. They also provide warmth and protection, and are used to differentiate us from one another. Sometimes uniforms are used as identification. Other times, clothes are just ornamental. What a person wears can tell us something about the person itself. That sounds complicated. We also have uniforms and wear some things for ornamental reasons, though our uses aren't quite as extensive. That brings up an interesting question. Are you endo or exothermic? We produce our own body heat. That is unusual. Where I come from, all reptiles are exothermic, unless you count birds as reptiles, I guess. But none of your reptiles are sentient, correct? Maybe it has something to do with our different brain structures. Maybe. Now that you've been in our world for a while, how do you like it here? Like the people. That is good to hear. Cultural differences can make things very difficult sometimes, even within the same species. I'm glad things are working out for you so far. Oh, I just remembered. I was able to save my game after all. Your interface was only a minor setback. Good job, Remi. You're awesome. I'm so afraid I might offend him. It turned out it wasn't a big deal after all. You know, if that hadn't worked out so well, I would have had to consider making you play up to that point again for me. Yeah. Is that so? Yeah, they're fun. I'd like to see what kinds of games you have here. I'll keep that in mind. Perhaps I can show you sometime. You know, I'm glad you're here. Since you arrived in our world, we haven't really had the chance to just sit down and talk. I agree. I didn't know you wanted to chat. I agree. It's been a busy time for me, as you can imagine. Oh, of course. Thanks for taking the time to pay me a visit. I always had so many things to take care of that it's hard for me to find time to do something simple like this. At least it worked out this time. You do have a point, though. I don't really know that much about you. I know where you work, but most of our conversations so far have revolved around things other than you and me. Why don't you tell me more about yourself? I don't really like talking about myself. Why not? I guess I wouldn't know what to say. I'm not really that interesting. I don't believe you. There's also the uncertainty of not knowing how another person will react to something I say. I don't want to embarrass myself. Hey, at least you told me that. That's something. I suppose. Anyway, now that you've seen my apartment, I'm wondering what your home on the other side of the portal looks like. It's nothing special. Yours is prettier, actually. Everything here looks nice in comparison to back home. Is that so? In some ways, I'm not really looking forward to returning, and it's not like I have a choice in the matter. I suppose you could always visit if you wanted. It wouldn't be that easy, I'm afraid. There was an extensive process involved for selecting who would go through the portal, and I was only one of many applicants. I'm still surprised that I ended up being chosen. Hey, at least you're here now. Indeed. So, what have you been up to since the last time I saw you? You mean since I went to the kitchen to cook the steaks? Let's see. I don't want to offend him. I'm just messing with you, Keegan. With all that talking, I totally forgot about dessert. Oh god, what? Then I just have the right thing for you. Just a minute. Oh lord, what has he got? He neatly stacked our dishes before he took them into one of his forepaws and went back into the kitchen using his other 3 limbs. I couldn't help but think that it looked pretty awkward. When he returned balancing a plate with a rather attractive cake slice in a similar manner, I realized he would have to make multiple trips to carry everything to the table. Help him. As soon as I stood up and moved towards him, he made a strange face and spoke up. No. Sit down, please. I can handle it. You're my guest after all. Not wanting to upset him, I sat down again and waited. Once he placed the first cake slice on the table, he went back to fetch the other. When he approached the table a second time, though, one of the tiny dessert forks started to slip off the plate. Remi reached with his free paw in his attempt to save it, but lost balance without its support and fell over. In an instant, the plate, fork, and cake slice flew through the air. The dish and silverware clattered as the pristine cake crumbled into a sad heap on the floor. Oh, Remi, you're so cute. For a few moments, there was a silence as Remi and I looked at the result of his blunder. I'm sorry, Keegan. This isn't just about you and your cake. This always happens to me, no matter how hard I try. You have proper hands. So do some of the other species. How could someone like me even be a librarian? Not a day goes by without me dropping a scroll and unfurling it across the room. But the customers don't care or pity me too much to say anything. It's a common sight for them, after all. This is about Amara, isn't it? I guess it is. I just don't see why someone like me got to be a librarian when there were others more qualified for the position, and who are at least capable of not dropping the inventory on a daily basis. She makes fun of you for it. I knew it! I mean, why else would she have me do these tasks all the time? Sorting books, carrying things from one place to another? I should be doing that. I should work somewhere where my worth is only in the entertainment I provide. Why don't you look for a new job? These positions have terms. Some are those of ministers. If I ended my employment prematurely, it wouldn't look great. How long do you have left? A while. Yeah, let's report her. It sounds like... Don't make fun of our Remi. Not really. It's not like I could prove anything. Her public and her private demeanor are two very different things, and it would be my word against hers. I just wanted to have a nice evening with you. Now it ended up like this. I shouldn't have brought that up. Don't worry about it. I still think it was a nice evening. Maybe I should stop being such a sourpuss then. I can help you clean up. Thank you, Keegan. Oh, Remi's a sweetheart. We cleaned up together, and by the end, he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterwards, we said our goodbyes, and I left. Not sure what to think. Nothing going on today. Guess I can do whatever. Spend the day reading. So this is going to be y'all in the comments, please tell me. Oh, actually, video's about to end. There you go. Perfect timing, Alarm Chan. All right, y'all. So in the comments, tell me if spending other time with others will in any way mess up the current path I'm on. I want to get. This is my Remi run. Anyway, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks. For tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.